Hi, I'm Chris with Sanderson Test Prep, and in this video we're going to take a look specifically at how to represent a solution set for your inequalities using interval notation. So hopefully you've already watched our other videos introducing inequalities and talking about how to represent those solution sets on a number line. If you haven't yet seen those, or if you're unfamiliar with those concepts, then go ahead and check that out, because right now we're going to jump into assuming that we already have this solution set. We know how to graph x is less than -2 or x is greater than 4. We've put it on our number line, but we need to represent it in interval notation. So if you've had an introduction to interval notation just means that you're going to be using parentheses and brackets to represent the range of values for your solution set. And in this example, we have this piece of our solution set, and we're going to start with this one. This arrow indicates that we go all the way back to -infinity. So that's the lowest value that we're going to have. In your interval notation, you always start with your smallest value. So that would be -infinity. And then with anything that's negative or positive infinity, when you're dealing with the infinities, you use a parentheses. You never use bracket for infinities. And we'll talk about the brackets in our upcoming videos when we start to introduce the idea of greater than or equal to, but for now, or less than or equal to. But for now, we're just worried about this range from -infinity, and it goes all the way up to -2, but because this is an open circle, if it's an open circle, then that means that your value is -2, but you're going to use a parentheses here. So you never use a bracket unless it's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. When these circles are filled in, that means bracket. So a little key that I'll put over here, but when you see a filled in circle, that means that you're going to use a bracket for your interval notation. And when you have an open circle, that's going to correspond to the given parentheses for that value, because that means to us in interval notation that we are not including -2 itself. It goes all the way right up to -2, but doesn't include -2. Now here's a symbol that we're going to see with interval notation. It just looks like a big U, and this indicates a union between these two intervals, because this is part of our solution set, but this is also part of our solution set. So we're going to have another set of parentheses over here, because it's a 4, but it's an open circle, so we use parentheses, and then that continues, the arrow indicates that it continues all the way to positive infinity. So the correct solution using interval notation to represent this number line graph that we see here for these two inequalities joined with an or would be -infinity to -2, non-inclusive, and then union 4 to infinity, again non-inclusive of 4. If you have questions, please feel free to check out our videos. Please remember to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.